If you haven't seen much of the Bulls this year, you might not realize they have the best pair of perimeter defenders in the game right now. Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso, aka the Caruso, aka the Bald Mamba, aka the GOAT. The dynamic duo terrorized the Magic the other night, essentially dominating this entire game without scoring points. Lonzo canned a couple of threes throughout the night, but these two only tallied 17 points between them, which was plenty because their defense completely befuddled Orlando. Caruso started on the bench, and so there were breakdowns in help defense. Someone, probably Zach LaVine, needs to help, and instead it's a dunk. But AC's first possession on the floor was a shot clock violation, portending what was to come. Caruso is a certifiable pest, as our video coordinator Mike De La Rosa detailed recently, and Jalen Suggs was harassed by him or Lonzo all night. What incredible hand-eye coordination to snatch that out of the air, and Zoe's outlet passes almost always lead to something good. This defense to offense is actually a key part of Chicago's success this year. The Bulls rank first in offensive efficiency after a miss or steal, and their defense is sixth after a make when they can reset themselves. So generating stops creates a positive feedback loop that makes the next offensive and defensive possession more effective. Both Zoe and Caruso are so good at staying connected on screens, and this just discombobulates Terrence Ross into a turnover, and it's more easy points headed the other way, and oh so close to a poster. The very next trip, AC's on ball, and just takes Suggs' cookies, and here we go again with Lonzo floating a layup ahead to Kobe White. There's no editing here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the next possession where Caruso's zoning up the weak side and just takes another one, thank you very much, and I'm sensing a theme here. The defense leads to easy offense. With the lead suddenly ballooned to 13, this is almost a good Orlando possession. Lonzo stunts to help on the drive and then recovers beautifully for a great contest on the jumper. Mercifully, Caruso went to the bench, and when that happened, the weak side responsibilities fall to someone like Vooch, and he's slow to react on this, and Orlando gets a good look. It was a similar story when Lonzo came off later with a massive breakdown, picking up the basketball in transition. Zoe actually had some huge moments while Caruso was resting, materializing out of nowhere to steal this outlet pass and keep it alive. And then after the Bulls turned it over, he completely stonewalls Gary Harris in isolation, stays connected on the screen, and then just rips Mo Bamba with a perfect sniper attack for his second steal in a row. Wow. Later in the third, Zoe's off the ball, and notice how he doesn't just read the ball handler, but the entire floor. And his reaction's so early that his speed does the rest, and it's another run out where that wonderful pace and passing lead to some Midwest showtime and the finishing discussed in Zach LaVine's recent video. Not to be outdone, Lonzo gets into the ball at half court and forces yet another turnover, his fifth steal in 2+ quarters, and you'll notice the way he gets his hips right into the ball handler as he moves with him. He and Caruso both have this classic chest-up technique where they're able to be physical while sliding with attackers, something that's more valuable with the way the game is being officiated this year. Here's Lonzo checking Damian Lillard, and he can stick with him hip to hip because players like Dame can't just flail into him for fouls anymore. Lonzo also mirrors ball handlers at arm's length. He takes quick steps, his hips snap around, and his reaction time is immediate on little changes of directions or stops and starts, and that is just awesome. At the same time, both of these lockdown brothers can guard bigger positions. Caruso held up very well against the enormous Julius Randle when they played, and some of that was Lonzo's help defense, timing a hard double and then zipping back to the pass to break up the play. Coach Billy Donovan also has Zoe guard big men too, and that means they can just switch this empty side pick and roll, and it's the same defensive scheme. Lonzo tells someone else to watch the weak side so he can stay at the nail, He waits for Randle to dribble, then stunts hard, and he's on the pass before it arrives. And at this point, a clutch possession is effectively over because the shot clock is drained. So these two can both guard multiple positions and are weapons off the ball. Caruso's so early it's nearly a steal, and that rotation kills another possession because Randle has no chance against the quicker ball out there. Note the hip technique again, and it's another shot clock violation. The Bulls' overall defense ranks 7th in the league after a quarter of the season, although they're only about a point ahead of 12th place, so that can change quickly. Still, it's clear that with these two as anchors, Chicago has enough to finish with a top 10 defense, even in spite of some of the defensive shortcomings of the other starters. For instance, DeRozan loses his man on this one, and then Vooch isn't strong enough at the rim to make the save. AC and Zoe have some shortcomings too. Lonzo can't always keep up with quick bursts like this, and Caruso isn't exactly erasing plays at the rim. That's expected from smaller players, although both can offer a little bit of paint resistance for defenders who guard so many perimeter players. Here's Ball jamming up another dribble handoff, and while he was busy lobbying for a backcourt violation, kind of falls asleep, gets crossed up, and Caruso's version of rim protection is sliding over early to take the charge. AC's among the league leaders in forced turnovers per possession, and after sticking to RJ Hampton around the screen, he just takes his lunch money like a schoolyard bully. That is not a good idea to dribble like that around Caruso. Alex is also great at veering off the ball and switching onto a big, and he's a bit behind this one, but recovers for yet another steal. So, combined with Lonzo's 5, Chicago's defensive duo forced 10 turnovers in this game by themselves. And together there's just a chemistry about this pairing, smothering the point of attack, flying around off the ball, and turning steals into points. They're also great on the weak side. Watch Caruso tell Lonzo to tag the roller so he can zone up these two players. Lonzo recovers without over-committing to the ball, and that makes it an easy interception, and you know the drill by now. Back in Orlando, these two just broke the Magic. In only 15 minutes together on the court, Chicago outscored the Magic 39-11, which means that in a little more of a quarter of action, the Orlando Magic posted an offensive rating of 37 against the lockdown defense of Alex Caruso and Lonzo Ball. Remember to check out that Caruso video from Mike. The link is below in the description. To support Thinking Basketball and access more content, head over to patreon.com/thinkingbasketball. We have our in-season stats leaderboard that updates daily for deluxe members, and there you can access stats like who forces the most turnovers per possession in the NBA. There's also a community Discord and more content. Thanks for watching this one all the way to the end, and as always, wherever you are out there, I hope you're having a great day.